Welcome back to Wheeler's Garage. As you can see, we have lights. We have lights on the bottom story, have lights on the top story, along the front on the fascia, and up across our new parking area. Now these lights, fairy lights, this is what they look like. These were the only ones that I could get. Amazon that had all the functions of being able to twinkle and change colors and stuff. Now they come in a 20-foot length, but 1 foot of it is this leader right here. So you're going to lose a foot. Now this is just one continuous string of lights. You can't cut it, you can't splice it, so you got to make it work out. So what I've done, well, I had to determine where I wanted these on the ceiling. You know, I wanted them in a straight line so, you know, it looks professional. So I had to drill a hole through the wall, run them lights to get them in there. What I did, you see this light right here blinking, that's light number 1. That runs across over to the post, up and across the whole string of lights and down across the end all the way across the front, and it returns to the front, the first bulb, where it comes through the wall. At this point, you've used up about 9 feet of your 19 feet, so you got about 10 feet of wire you're going to fish through here. And you're going to take it all the way down the length of the wall. And like I said, I made marks where I want that with a pencil, so I put dabs of hot melt glue and then stick the wires. In fact, the glue is where the posts are, basically. So once these were glued all the way the whole length, I went to the post over here, down that, through the wall, and across my Wheeler's Garage sign, where I came out down here in the bottom, this bottom corner, where I went up to where my line is, where I want them to run in a straight line across the ceiling. And then I did the same thing. I just tacked them up there with the hot melt glue. And as it was, it turned out that I had just a little bit of a pigtail left of that 19 feet. I can't believe that it came out so, so accurately without even hardly planning it that much. But I had a little bit of a pigtail, which I stuck up there for a light right there. I wish I would have stuck it down there so you could see it from the outside. But such is life, you know. I don't know if I'd be able to bust that hot melt off there too. I'm sure I could. Maybe I'll do that one of these days. But this wire, when you first get it, comes in a little roll like this. And it's kind of like messing with unyielding spaghetti or something. You know, it wants to curl and twist itself up again. But I made it into, straightened out best I could and made it into big loops, which were manageable. But once you start getting it in here and using up 4 feet of it at a time, it gets manageable when it gets down there to the last 10 feet. When it gets down here to the last 4 feet, you know, it's pretty simple to do. But this is going to be a great photographic background, as you can see. And it's going to look pretty neat. You know, it does already. But I viewed it at night when I got it done last night. And yeah, it's pretty neat in the light time. Well, there you go. It took me about 40 minutes to do that. It was a fun project and a rewarding project, because look at the end results. Now these wires, I don't know if I'm going to paint them and try to disguise them or let it go. After all, it does sort of represent an industrial building in there. But isn't that cool? Well, that's all I have for you for this evening. Have a good evening and good night from Wheeler's Garage.